All right, what is up, traders? We are going to review this week trades. Okay, we're coming off right after Black Friday, early December here. This little recap here I wanted to do because it's going to be really, really good for you guys to kind of see like the insides, thoughts, process, risk management of what I did this week, and it's going to hit the nail on the head because this week was a pretty, choppy week. Wasn't too bad, but had a little bit of everything. I was all over the place with it, and that could be for a number of different reasons. A little bit of tired, trying to finish up, the course and stuff like that for you guys to help you out. Trying to get some more, learning materials out there to help you guys, become better traders. But also, still, I have other things I have to do too with like my businesses and stuff that I'm in. But yeah. So I pretty much, was kind of all over the place this week, but what we're going to do is recap these trades. We're going to pick apart every little thing that's in here. So hopefully you guys will learn a little bit more and try to apply some of this stuff here to maybe your trades if it's going to be useful. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and dive into it and just kind of go off of, where we're going here. Okay. So we're pretty much starting from November 28th going all the way till today, which is, December 2nd. Man, time is flying. Yeah, so pretty much, back to the full week of trade. Last week was, Black Friday weekend. We had a short week that week, so it's kind of like things are kind of getting back into the market. Of course, we had a few key events that was happening aside from like normal announcements and alerts and news presses. We had, the Fed chair speaking. So, Jay Powell kind of kept the markets, stagnant for a little bit. But then we begin to get a little bit of direction. It's still kind of mixed for the most part, just because I think, more things are coming up here shortly. And of course, it's still you know, the type of season and cycle that we're in right now, the tail end of the year. You'll see like little pops here and there, but nothing like too major as far as market overall moves. And of course, we're in that, brink of potential more, decline in the market, which is perfectly fine. We're still going to be able to find a way to be green. Because that's what you do as a trader. This is your job, doing it day in and day out. All right. So let's get into this bad boy. So BBGI, the first trade that I did there. As a matter of fact, let me see, because the watch list was sitting for you guys. I mean, even if you just took like a little bit of the trades, oops, sorry about that. Let me pull this back up here. Even if you took like just a little bit of the trades, doesn't matter. You still had opportunity from just looking at those particular stocks, even if you weren't in the alerts. And I was posting them all, throughout the week. But let's take a look at my DGBI trade. So pretty much with this trade, I got in at 881 and I only had like a 3% gain. One key thing I want you guys to know here when I'm going through these trades and reviewing them with you, understand when it comes to focusing on like, profits and risk management and things like that, guys, I promise you your percentage amount is way more important than your dollar amount. And you're going to see as I go through these trades, I'm going to have small percentage gains with big dollar amounts, and I'm gonna have big percentage gains with little dollar amounts. So percentage gains is much more important to me than it is dollar amount. Okay. So that's why risk management is key, and this is why I got to do a whole section, deep detail about risk management in this advanced course I'm doing for you guys, because I'm gonna try to literally walk you through like how to calculate this stuff and be able to maximize it to your potential and be able to find your limits and stuff like that as a trade. But in DGBI anyways, I got in at 881. I don't want to digress here. Don't want to make this video too long for you. 881. So I got around this area, right? And you can tell I'm kind of at this point chasing, but I'm chasing for a good reason. The candlesticks were still looking pretty decent. Support was being held right here. So I was very confident in this trade. If you look at these candles here, I'm kind of combining all this information I'll teach you guys all into one. This is a good setup, a good bullish setup. This was a good bullish break, right into here. So 881, I'm thinking that's a good, good break amongst, coming from the tops, because let's take a look here. If you were to draw this, let me move this here. Sorry, guys. Simple flag pattern, right? You know this. This is like trading 101, right? If you were in this thing at the original alert when it really went off, I mean, you should have had it on your watch list already. But when you got into an alert, it says, hey, it spiked up. It even at some point, I believe it did gap up right here. So it was halted for a little bit. But then you got this happening here. You're gonna know, ups are gonna come and downs are gonna come. Ups are gonna come and downs are gonna come. And as it's doing that, it's starting to consolidate here. And like I said, I was waiting for that break. So naturally, you guys know me as a momentum trader. I figured, hey, it was going to go bust into maybe the high nines, high tens, but this thing just kept getting stopped. It wouldn't barely go past 936. So yeah, I was green on this, but I only got like a 3% gain when I got in at 881. And the reason why I got out was because there was too much friction, or too much sellers coming in. You got, spikes here, push down here, push down here, push down here, trying to go green a little bit, push down again, push down again. More sellers and probably back holders, probably from long ago, was trying to take advantage of their opportunity to either average down or get out. Let me just kind of zoom out a little bit here. Sorry about that. Look at this. Stock is garbage. Look how far it's fallen. And again, this is why we trade, we don't invest. You get in, get your money, get out. So you got bag holders at all types of price levels here. Okay. And you would have had ample time to look at this when the stock was halted. Just kind of look left and say, hey, where's some key areas of like levels of support and resistance might be at, where potential bag holders could be at. Clearly, right here is, a good one. Then obviously, if it would have broke that level, this would have probably been the next one, and then the next one. Those are key areas of, support and resistance you want to look at and be mindful of. And like I said, I was looking for that break. It never happened. You could easily see in level two that, you know, sell orders were just coming in, won't let the stock go past it. So at that point, you know what? I said, I'm not going to risk it. Let me just go ahead and take my money and leave. Sorry, let me go back to the 28th. I'm way out here. And that was pretty much how that trade went. So again, a 3% gainer, yeah, it was 160 bucks, but you know, at what cost? It really wasn't worth it at this point. Let me pull it up here. Sorry. And it's a good thing I got out because if you look at it, it pretty much just grinded the rest of the day. Now, had I been stubborn and, tried to hold it, it would have just ended in disaster. See that? Just kept going down, kept going down. So guys, you got to know your limits, know your risk, know your reward. And some of you, probably would have cut losses probably right around here or something like that, which is fine. You're not always going to win it. And like I said, I barely won this. Technically, in my mind, this was a wrong trade for me. This was a bad trade. But again, I'm happy with the green. I can't say that I'm not, but it's not a purposeful green, if you know what I mean. That's pretty cool that rhymed. But yeah, so that's DGBI. Let's go on to the next trade here. Let me clear these out because TradingView doesn't like to clear these things out. Hopefully, they update that to change or give you the ability to choose if you want. Now let's take a look at my loss. This right here sucked because it broke my little green streak that I had, but you live and learn, manage your risk, and move on. Now look at this stock here, NVAX. This was on the 29th when I traded this, so let me go back to it. We're not looking at it now. We're looking at it when it was happening because we are momentum traders. We want to go where there's volume and movement on stocks. Because anything that's trading sideways ain't beneficial for us. It's just sitting there. So let's take a look here, the 29th. That's where I took that L. Look at this thing, man. Ugly. Let's take a look at it pre-market, right? You know what? Let me just hide this because it's getting in my way. It's making me mad. Pretty much here it is. So boom, there's pre-market on the 29th, spiked up. So obviously we're looking at it. It's fading off throughout the day. Then it becomes interesting. So pretty much I got in this bad boy here at 1780. I got in right here. Let me draw a little line. 1780. And why? Because I thought it was going to break a high. So this is where I'm talking about that I'm thinking, I was kind of off in my trading today. And sometimes, guys, that just happens. You're not going to win them all. Managing your risk is what keeps you in this game. Be able to accept that you are wrong because you will eventually be wrong. You just want it to be the smallest wrong you can be. And you only do that by just weighing your odds and managing your risk. This is not a for sure thing. There is no trading strategy that is 100% will work all the time. Let me repeat that. There is no trading strategy that is 100% will work all the time because I guarantee you if there was one, no one's going to know about it. And the person that does know about it is filthy, filthy freaking rich. But anyways, yeah, so this is pretty obvious. We already got alert about it, during pre-market because it was making so much movement in the volume, right? So you guys know I have on my other screen those, 9 charts of where I'm just looking at stocks. So I even put, NVAX is going to be what I'm going to be looking at, when the bell opens. So obviously, naturally, bell opens, sellers are cashing out, bringing the stock down. Everyone, cashing out, cashing out, cashing out. Then it begins to turn up and on the MACD, and I'm seeing, buying coming in. It splits in the vortex indicator, and I'll kind of go over that again with you guys if you need to. But relative strength was showing up, so everything is going in a bullish direction. So I just want to kind of quickly get in, and right after a break happens, to see if it's going to potentially run. Didn't run. I got in 1780. It just grinded, and I'm holding it. I'm holding it, right. So the reason why I'm holding it at this point, because my stop loss, to be honest with you guys, was going to be at the VWAP. Usually in that area is where I wanted to kind of put my first stop. Since I'm a little bit more of an advanced trader, sometimes I have layered stops, and things like that. Which again, I'm not going to go over that in this review because we're just doing a review. Save that for learning how to actually trade and all that good stuff in the course and all that good stuff. But anyways, that was going to be my stop. And then obviously you can see here buying pressure started letting off, and candles was looking horrible, and then we eventually just dropped. And that sell indicator, the super trend, just kind of had me knowing that, hey, this thing is going to be done. um, I knew it could potentially come back once it crossed, the exponential moving average and the volume weighted average price. But even though that's happening there, which is fine, I needed to break the previous day's high before I can get even remotely interested in it again, and it never did. So, at that point, it's like, hey, it tried and it didn't work. Let's go ahead and call it a day, kind of thing. And obviously, there was no rally in the, power hour. As you can see here, tried, failed. There's too much sellers there. Too many bag holders from before with this. That's basically cashing out. As you can see, they're coming all from this area. But anyways, that was NVAX, guys. It was a Now listen. This was a 4% loss. Percentage wise, doesn't sound like it. Dollar wise, it was a $440 loss. But I was okay with that because that fits my risk management. So 4% loss and $400 dollar wise, which is okay. Understand how that's going to play a factor to you. All right, now let's go on to the next trade. NIO. This one was pretty simple there. The Chinese stocks were rallying for a little bit, so I just jumped in NIO. Got a pretty good gain there. That was a entry point of like 1184. I think I got in that one. Now, some of these videos, guys, here I was doing these trades here. I was trying to record in real time. You'll see like on like the Instagram and TikTok and on some of the Facebook videos there. I was trying to do it in real time. I'm still working on this video stuff. I'm sorry, I'm not a videographer. I don't pay people to do these videos here. I'm doing this all on my own, so I can't do as much as your other, gurus that you follow. But I just try to get it in real time as much as I can. Obviously, the platforms don't let me stream live because I guess whatever reason, they don't like this stuff being done unless you pay them, and I don't feel like paying anybody for any of that stuff since, I'm not here to be a YouTuber. But anyways, yeah, this one was pretty decent, guys. Got into the 1184. This one was kind of like a simple, just let it ride type of thing. I mean, it wasn't really that bad. Let me pull it up here. This isn't the right one. This is NIO. We had this one on the 30th. So this is December. Man, if I would have held that thing, that would have been great. This one was on the 30th. This is where we were at. Voila, magic. Let me pull it up here. And NIO for me, this one was a decent one. This one was 11% gain. Now, a higher percentage gainer, but a smaller dollar amount. I only made like 680 bucks here. It's almost like $700. But it wasn't bad. It was the first few minutes of the trading hour, so that's not, nothing to complain about because it was a short day for me. I was waiting for some other stuff to go off, but the other alerts that were going off didn't really interest me. So I just had one trade that day. But anyways, got in at 1180, right about there. And that was just off the initial spike out the gate because there was no reason to watch it, to be honest with you. I know how the Chinese stocks, look, especially like level 2 wise when they're starting to have a little bit of run. And this is where screen time plays a factor, guys. I've been in the market for a long time and I know how it looks when, especially the Chinese stocks are going to get manipulated. So I easily identify that. All I need is the alert to go off and tell me, hey, look at this chart, or look at this stock. I'm gonna look at the stock. If I see what I'm already familiar with seeing, level 2, if I see like, volume coming in, if I see the relative strength going up, And then I see sympathy plays because we also seen BILI and other Chinese stocks moving. I know this sector is on fire. So you know what? I'm gonna jump into a Chinese stock like NIO. And if the alerts are going off for me, that's gonna be what I'm gonna jump in and ride. My risk to reward, perfectly fine. Because look how early I caught it. 680. I'm only two candles in. I knew there was still some strength coming here. So I was okay with letting that ride. Again, I trade on a 1 minute time frame for my entries. I use my 5 minutes for my confirmations. But I just want to show you guys this here so you can see that. All right. But anyways, got in 1180. Good little 11% gain. I just let this thing ride. I almost kind of nailed the top, I think, as well too. So it wasn't too bad. And then it just faded off the rest of the day. And just kind of grinded a little bit. So not a bad trade. That was kind of like a textbook thing. That was just an early grab of me doing the ride the wave strategy. And that's why I went into it with that strategy and that mindset and that risk to reward. If you know that strategy from the course, this is a textbook version of it. And why I chose to do that play, especially for my entry point, because if you know how to ride the wave, then it's easy. All right. So yeah, so that's that one. Next one here, let's go into tops. Oh man, tops. I want to kind of touch on it because I traded this one twice. I traded it today and I traded it yesterday. But I also traded RMED yesterday. Now here's the thing, guys. RMED was going, it's been on the watch list all day for the last 2 days. I'm not, I don't know how to explain this, but the importance of you sticking to your trade and managing your risk is very important because you never know when the stock can go, especially if it's on the watch list for a certain reason. But also, two, sticking to your plan is important because let's say, you're day trading. Remember, your day trading hours, your work hours as a day trader is going to be from 4 a.m. Eastern time to 5:30, no, 8:30 Pacific time. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, 8:30 Eastern time. So 4 o'clock Eastern time, 4 a.m. Eastern time to 8:30 Eastern time is your trading hours. The reason why I say this is because when you look at RMED, was on the watch list. Told you guys, it ended at 282. Find yourself an entry, find yourself an exit, grind it all day. Actually, I think it dipped a little bit all day, and then it didn't really do anything. As a matter of fact, let's go into RMED right now, and then we'll come back to tops because tops I did two trades on. So I'll do yesterday and today for tops, but I'll do RMED because I only did a little portion of RMED on the 1st of December. The reason why is because not only did we have that on the watch list, but also too the alert for tops went off, and I knew I could trade that much easier than I could trade RMED at the time. So, and you'll see on the pictures and stuff like that, it had both of them on there where I cashed them out and all that good stuff. So, excuse me. So that's perfectly fine. Let's take a look here. Oh, it is getting late. I need to go. But the show must go on. I must show you guys how to do this thing. All right. So the first, sorry, I'm tripping. All right, right here. Here we are. RMED. When I first originally looked at this bad boy, it came from off of this here. So it moved after hours. Nothing particular. I told you guys, hey, there was no type of catalyst on there. So just kind of be cautious with it. Don't be afraid to enter it, but just be cautious with it. It could falsely run. So, anyways, we had pre-market eyes on it, obviously, because it spiked up. Boom, grabbed me a little bit of here. I got in at 293, I think. Wasn't too bad. Man, I wish like crap I would have held it. Pre-market was much easier for me to get in, obviously, because it's much slower. But here we pretty much are looking at it. It popped up, grinded. I seen this candlestick, and of course, this was 5 o'clock, so that's 8 o'clock Eastern time. Other markets are open, which is why I tell you guys to have a pre-market broker so you could trade pre-market like Webull if you can't because you're out of the country or somewhere else, unfortunately, out of the US, or have a broker that you can't do it. I apologize, but that's just one of the disadvantages that you have there. Better get a Tor browser. But anyways, um, yeah, so got in at 293. Not too bad of an entry. Let it grind up, and I just grabbed a little bit. I only had like a good small little percentage there. It was like 291 because it started to fade off. It wasn't much of a gain for me in pre-market, and I didn't want to risk it because it's pre-market. You guys know I like to get out of the pre-market. If I'm going to enter in pre-market, I'm going to get out of pre-market because that's that market time frame that I need to be in. So that was pretty much that trade. However, if you would have stuck to the plan, kept this on your radar, because remember the watch list stocks you want to keep watching throughout the day, not just pre-market or not just opening bell. You want to watch it throughout the whole day from opening bell to opening day to closing bell. Because look what happened here. Look at this thing just ran on up after hours. And provided you use the right broker, you could have cashed out big time, almost doubled your money there. But also too, that's pretty much how that went. So that's RMED. Ample times there. Now it also came on the watch list again for you to watch, and you could have shorted it the other way as well too if you wanted to. But now let's look at the last trade here, Tops. I'm gonna wrap this up for you guys. Make this real quick. Now Tops was my probably best trade of the week. 11, about 11%. The first trade on the first, and then a 17% today. You guys seen in those videos I posted in the group, Facebook group, and on TikTok and on Instagram and everywhere, YouTube, all that good stuff. But let's take a look at this bad boy here. So, I mean, man, imagine if you were in this thing like at this $2 level, just held it for a couple of days. You just banked big time. But easy to get faked out, guys, and that's like psychological stuff there. We'll do, of course, on that. But for the first part of Tops on the first, I got in at like the 519 level, which wasn't too bad. Let me see here, December 1st, which is right here. Let's load it up, load it up. So pretty much you had it pop up here, and then I entered at this break here around 519. And then it just rolled all the way up. I kind of nailed this one almost close to the top. Sorry, which wasn't too bad. Went in heavy there with 500 shares. And this was on the first, so, not too shabby again. I waited for the break. This was kind of a easy to read perfect break because when it did break out, like, you had this to look at during opening bell, then boom, and then it gapped up. So that's going to bring eyes to it naturally. Now the gap's going to fill, which is what it did right here. See how much of it fills up and keeps going. So obviously it gave you some support. Pretty simple there, right? Draw your trend lines if you need to. You could even do it from right there. It was kind of textbook. I mean, normally I would have started right here because this, of course, is the opening bell. And I would have had this right here at this point. As a trader, being in this market for a long time, I know that my top is here. There you go. Now, you guys know I like to wait for some confirmation, which is typically after the break. What do we see here? Where's that breaking point at, guys? 515-ish, right? So I was able to get filled at 519, which is where I got in. Okay, pretty simple. And then, I just ride that little bit of a wave there, cash out. Pretty simple. All right, that one was the easy one. Now let's go to the more difficult one. Well, not too difficult, but kind of, sort of. Let me delete this. All right, now this was today's trade. I mean, you can really just kind of go back and watch that video I did, or it's like a YouTube short or something like that. But I got in this one here at 535, got out at 17%. This was like a $400 trade. Um, so funny thing is, guys, with the tops trade, got in at 519. That was 11% gainer, $500 gain. This one here got in at 535, was a 12 or 17% gainer, but I only made $470. So that's why it's like, the difference of percentage wise just makes me feel better with the trades that I do. That's why I say it's better to focus on your percentage versus the dollar amount. Because even though the first trade I had a higher dollar amount but a smaller percentage, second trade I had a better percentage but a smaller dollar amount. So, and one entry was better than the other, obviously. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty much how this went here for today. Not too shabby, not too shabby at all. So, you know, get it how you live. But pretty simple there. Got in this thing pre-market, got out of it before pre-market. That's kind of just textbook. You guys know I'm not going to hold it forever. Um, like I just said before in the trade. So pretty standard stuff. I mean, again, today, if you kind of look at all those trades, I mean, today was definitely a choppy, or this week was definitely a choppy week for me. Hopefully things will start getting better. So far this month in December, I'm so far green. So we'll see how long this lasts. And holidays are coming up, so Definitely want to get a little bit of Christmas money. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. Hope this helps you out. Take a look at it. You guys can message me, comment below, like it, subscribe it if you want me to do more of these in more detail. If you want me to touch on certain subjects, whether it be helping you out with like psychology of trading, risk management, fundamentals, pattern studies, things like that. Let me know, guys. I'm more happy to try to help you out as much as I can when I do have time and not doing other things. But I did wanted to do this recap because a lot of you guys were asking for that. I'm sorry I've been falling off with a little bit. Another side note, and we were all, some of us were talking about this in the group, but understand if you're having trouble with trading right now, do not feel bad. And the reason why I say that is because if you've been trading long enough and you know enough traders who've done this, and again, I've been doing this since like 2008. I jumped in like when the recession was happening there. This market here, this market and this market cycle that we're in, I would say probably a good 85, 90% of traders are telling me that this is a much harder market to trade in than any of the other previous ones, pretty much kind of like in their lifetime. So if you're not doing well trading right now, do not feel bad. Just because you see me doing okay, and again, you guys know, like, from if you've been following me for long enough, this isn't even like, decent gains for me. This is really the toughest trades I've been doing in a long time, but I'm still doing better than most, especially your YouTubers. I've seen them guys, man, Jesus Christ. But anyways, this is a really, really tough market. Okay, so don't feel bad, don't get down on yourself, especially if you're new. If you've only been trading for like 1 or 2, maybe 3 years at the most, and you're having trouble and struggling right now, I promise you this is the natural part of the process. This is probably going to be one of the hardest parts of the process, but you got to get through it. That's the only way you get better. Okay. Um, I'm gonna help you as much as I can, but there's only but so much I can do because trading is a journey that you got to learn on your own. Okay. Not only got to learn on your own, but it's something I can't teach you. No guru can teach you. I don't care how many thousands of dollars you spend on some person who's made $1 billion in the market. They can't be you, and that's what trading is about. So without that aspect, you would fail as a trader. But you just got to know yourself and be able to, weather the storms. Just kind of like life. So, with that being said, do not get down on yourself if you are having trouble in this market. We all are, even those of us that are still gaining like myself. And I'm still learning every single day. Like I said, I told you guys I've been doing this for a long time. I'm still learning every single day. That's just what this job is. All right. So other than that, guys, if you need anything else, shoot me an email, message, whatever, uh, all that good stuff. I'll be here to answer any questions. But other than that, hopefully next week is a smoother sailing week, not as choppy, but this review here will give you a lot to learn and kind of get some insight on as far as what I'm looking at when I'm trading and help you develop your own strategy in trading too. All right. So if there's any other topics and stuff like that you guys want me to discuss, feel free to let me know. Other than that, stay green.
All right, guys, you know the routine. If you enjoyed that video, please do us a favor, show some support and hit that like button. Give us that thumbs up. Let us know if you enjoyed this content. Comment below. Let us know your thoughts. We love hearing from you as well, too. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions about anything whatsoever. Be more than happy to help you out. Until then, stay green.